Color pictures. Cool. All right. Low internet. So let's stop the camera. Successful indie author, 5-minute focus, episode 267, external validation. Where do you look for your external validation? Most people publish a book and they're looking for those first few buys, and just those sales are enough external validation to keep you motivated and moving forward. Strangers are buying my book. That's a great feeling. But sometimes, especially as you move on, now you're looking for reviews, people reviewing your book and saying nice things. And then you're looking for conversations about your book. Hey, I just read this book and it was really cool. And then it grows and it snowballs and it makes you feel great. Who do you respect? At first, the only opinions that you get to hear are those of strangers because you've put your book out there. Maybe friends, maybe family have read your book and they're excited about it. And that puts wind beneath your wings, as it may be. Sometimes it's a peer, a fellow author says, yeah, I'll give your book a read. And they read it and they're excited about it. They like it. And hey, how does that make you feel? You know how it makes you feel. You get stoked and you're ready to write the next book. You take off. So who do you respect in regards to reading your book? You pass it out to friends and family, and it's not their genre. And they're like, oh, it's really great that you wrote a book. That's the best that they said. Or they start a conversation with, hey, I read your book. Usually those are kiss of death words, and you should probably run away screaming. And if you can't, well, then you have to stand there and you take it. Do you respect their opinion in regards to a book in that genre? And that's where you have to temper. Does that external validation matter? Or do you just be kind and say, oh, thank you for your words, I appreciate it, and then go on your merry way? Don't let unknown or anonymous trolls get to you, especially as you start selling more and more, because more and more anonymous people will be picking up your book. Your marketing campaigns are successful. You've run a sale and a promotion, and a lot of people picked up the book. Don't let them get to you. What do they have invested in your success? And this is where your alpha reader team, your beta reader team, your proofreaders, other folks who are there with you on this journey, they have some kind of investment in your success. Your anonymous guy in the basement of his mom's basement, just saying, hey, a book, I'm going to trash this book. Yeah. Give that the value that it truly has, which is zero. Just a person trying to make a name for themselves, tearing other people down. That's not how to go through this world. That's not how you should let people affect you. Keep moving forward. Give value to those you respect. And now you have to ask yourself and be honest, how much external validation do you need? And this is where I've seen people who are fairly successful still trolling. Oh, hey, is this book any good? I don't think it's any good. And you put it out there. I know I do that too, but I'm being honest. And I've written a couple books lately that I didn't like, but the readers liked it. I'm like, geez, I didn't like this book. It didn't do it for me. Even though I powered through and I actually wrote it, it wasn't, I didn't feel good about it. And they did. One book I wasn't going to publish, and I still haven't published it. I finished it in October of 2020, and now it's July of 2021, and I still haven't published it because I didn't like it. But a lot of people have read it, and they did like it, and so we are going to move forward and publish it, and the next 2 books in that series. But somebody else is writing those next 2 books because I just can't write it because I didn't like it. So how do you take that external validation? How do you take that input from other people? And this is where we all develop our habits. When we initially got those first few sales, that habit of, hey, I put out a book and people are giving me money for it. And then you build on that, and then more people are giving you money. And all of a sudden you're making a living off publishing books, writing and publishing books. The habit has gone from, hey, anonymous people are picking up my book, to I'm making a living at this. And here's my external validation is seeing those sales day in, day out on Amazon or through Drafted Digital or through all the other platforms. You see those numbers rack up and it's like, hey, this is okay. So your external validation shifts from anonymous people reading your book to Here's a groundswell of support for these stories. And you have to look at yourself and temper how much you're trying to get. I've seen people ask, oh, this may not seem like much to others, but I made $1,500 today. $1,500 in a day is a lot to just about anybody. So trying to temper it that way, that's backhanded, and you're reaching for more external validation when you've already reached a plateau that most people can't reach. So temper that request for, hey, how do you like this book? I'm looking for, hey, I didn't like this book. I'm not going to write these other 2 books. So that was an honest effort of, do you really like this or not? You can only compare yourself against you. If you made $1,500 today and the most you've ever made before was $500, well, then, hey, that is a huge milestone. Hey, look at, I reached this new milestone, and let's see how long we can keep it there, make it last, do those things that move my business forward in a way that helps my whole family. So external validation, it comes back to, this is still a business, but the creative part of your personality needs that positive reinforcement to keep moving forward. It's how we train dogs. It's how we train kids. It's how we train everybody. So when you're in the checkout line at the grocery store and your child starts screaming for a Kit Kat bar, as we all do, and you get it, then it reinforces that, because now positive reinforcement. So I scream in the checkout line, I get a Kit Kat bar. So guess what they're going to do next time you're in the checkout line? This is where, don't give them the Kit Kat bar. Just take it for yourself. All right, everybody. There we go. My thoughts on external validation. Hopefully it helped. Peace, fellow humans.